I'm Trey.
And I'm Monica.
And this is another one of our adventures in California history. Hi, it's Trey.
And I'm Monica.
And we're on another one of our adventures in California history. And we've just taken the Iowa Hill Road. That's where we're headed, Iowa Hill. We took the old Lincoln Highway up from Auburn to Colfax. And just before you get into town in Colfax, there's a little road that goes to the right, Iowa Hill Road. Old mining community. We're on the way down to Mineral Bar, which is where we'll cross the river. But we had some heavy rain just the other day and a beautiful waterfall behind me. I'm not sure what river that is that's spilling over, but it's quite spectacular. So we're going to head on down the road to Mineral Bar.
Okay.
Mineral Bar is located in a very steep and deep canyon on the North Fork of the American River. The ride down is spectacular. The ride up to Iowa Hill from Mineral Bar, even more spectacular. All right, so Monica's showing you the North Fork of the American River, and we're at Mineral Bar, and I'm standing smack dab in the middle of the road because it's almost winter and there's really nobody down here right now. It's very popular during the summertime because we saw raft put in spots, so I imagine a lot of people flock down here. This is the new bridge that we're standing on, and there's a really cool older bridge over here. I don't know what date that was put in yet. We'll find out, walk around, see if we can see some information. You don't see a lot of these old metal bridges still standing. Rock supports holding it up. We'll go walk on it and check it out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and walk on the bridge. Nothing says you can't, but so I'm guessing for quite a while this was the only in and out you could do to get to Iowa Hill. Iowa Hill, from what we've done, what we've read, was quite the place at one time. You can see the photographs of what it used to look like. But I did talk to somebody one other time when we came down to Mineral Bar. He was a fireman, and he had been with the Iowa Hill Fire Department, or Colfax. I think he was at Colfax, and he said they used to have to load up the water truck up in Colfax, or they would send it down empty. They'd have to cross the bridge because it would be too heavy to cross this old bridge. Then they would have to fill up the water truck on this side from the water from the river, and then they would head up to Iowa Hill or wherever the fire was. So the bridge eventually got replaced with the one we were on before because the fire trucks and emergency vehicles couldn't get across. So this is a pretty cool old bridge. It's basically like the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a suspension bridge. It's got these ties that attached to a cable up here that hold the roadbed up, and then two different, on both sides, the support. Whoa! Hey, check this out. I'll tell you what, you need to be careful here.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have fallen through, but man, that would have been scary. All right, we haven't left Mineral Bar yet to go up to Iowa Hill, but just as we were leaving, it's very dramatic here, so you naturally want to look up into the mountainsides, and you can see way up there a concrete wall. I'm thinking that's Cape Horn. That's the famous Cape Horn for the railroad, and they would stop the trains along there and allow people to come out and see the dramatic view below. So we left Mineral Bar and proceeded to climb up Iowa Hill Road. The first part of the road is a white-knuckle sheer cliff road. If you don't want to do that, there is another way into town I'll tell you about at the end of the video. All right, so as you come into Iowa Hill, you come along this incredible spine that's right here. Monica was just showing you one side where it had been all hydraulic, and on the other side, it's equally hydraulic away. It's quite steep. Don't get too close. But if you go down this road here, this takes you into Iowa Hill, and you literally drive right on this spine where it's been hydraulic on both sides. If they'd kept going, there would have been no way to get to town. Somebody must have said, hey, stop, or else we're going to get out and into town. So an amazing view when you first come into Iowa. So we've arrived at the top of the ridge to Iowa Hill, and I'm standing in front of the California historical marker telling us that gold was discovered here in 1853, and by 1856, weekly production estimated at $100,000. Total value of gold produced up to 1880 placed at $20 million. Town's burned down a number of times. Last time it burned down was 1920, and after that it never got rebuilt. Here's another cool thing. It's right behind the marker. So what was behind the monument was what most old gold mining towns would have, a Wells Fargo vault. This thing just sits here all by itself. It must have been a building around it, although maybe it sat out here just like you see here in this historic photo. So here we are at the old Iowa Hill Cemetery, and it's very cool. The first thing you see when you walk in is this little covered section here. And they've got all that they know of. They've got all the burials here, and it's like reading a novel. Let's just take a look at one here. Chamberlain, W. Chamberlain, was a miner. In 1854, he died in a mine cave-in with 4 other men. Here's a man that was murdered, dead of bullet to head in Shirt-tailed Canyon. John Riley died in 1891. He was from Ireland, short illness. Comments, many friends, old resident. It's amazing. You could stand here for an hour and read about all these people and how they died. So there's 2 parts to the Iowa Hill Cemetery. The part we were in before, and then this is the Catholic side. It's on the other side of the street, and well worth checking out. Some really cool headstones. But we came upon this one here, and I thought it was really cool because it says, in memory of Conrad John, Conrad John Belt, died April 28th, 1871, age 93 years old, 3 months and 7 days. He was a native of Hanover, Germany. But at 1871, if that's when he died and he was 93, he was born 2 years after our country's Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. This man was born in 1778 and lived for 93 years and ended up here at the Iowa Hill Cemetery. So here's the way to leave Iowa Hill and avoid that white knuckle driving. Here we are at the Iowa Hill Cemetery, and you basically want to go east and use the blue line. Right about in the middle, you'll see Sugar Pine Reservoir, and that's the road you're taking, Sugar Pine Road, much less white knuckle driving. And basically follow it all the way to Forest Hill Road, turn right, and head into Forest Hill.